So this video is gonna be for people who are beginners at the gym. So a lot of people, they're like, yo, we know this, da 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 da. But there's some people, especially myself, who did not know this in the beginning of their gym journey. So we hit back day. There are 4 areas of the back. You have your upper inner, you have your upper outer, and then you have your upper lower. Oh my gosh, not your upper lower. Your inner lower and your outer lower. So your lats are gonna be kind of like your upper outer, whereas the upper inner is going to be your rhomboid, right? You could look up what these are, but just to simplify it, that's what I call those groups. And then you have like your little stuff, like your traps, where you could kind of consider that shoulder or whatever, but I just consider it traps. And then you have your inner lower, and that's going to be that little Christmas tree that everybody talks about. Now, outside of that Christmas tree are going to be support muscles. And those support muscles are going to be what makes or breaks your back day. Because without those support muscles, you're not going to see as much depth on the Christmas tree. So, how do you work it? You could do those dead hangs where you lift your back up and then you focus on one side more than the other, where you kind of come back this way. You could do that. You could also just work your lower back like with deadlifts. But in all honesty, that lower back region is all one area. But it's important to learn how to connect your mind to your muscle on that outer area, because that is what's going to push your back into that next category of, like, I don't want to say top tier or like S tier or whatever, but you need to be able to feel this right here when you're doing deadlifts. If you just feel your inner, chances are that's just the muscle fibers around your spine, and you don't want that. You're going to end up overusing your spine, and it's going to hurt like a mug when you try and like bend down and grab something, or just like when you're older, like it's just terrible for you long term. You know what I'm saying? So try to be careful with that. And what I will say is the best workouts are the ones in which you're sore enough to the point where it kind of hurts to move, but you're not so sore that it is near impossible to move. So a lot of people say that, you know, back day, chest day, whatever, you should feel dead after, but that's not true. If you want to gain as much muscle mass as possible, you don't have to overdo it. But the problem is, when people say that, people tend to underdo it. So where do you find that middle ground? I like to do this method, 0 to 10. If I feel like a pain in my chest and it's like 0 out of 10, like 2 out of 10, like I feel like I could go for a couple more sets and I'd be at, like, you know, a little difficult to move, not too difficult to move. It's like, you know your body. So don't kill yourself out there. Dudes on steroids will tell you just like kill that shit. But they have a bunch of hormones in them that actually just boost their recovery times 10. So they can do that. So just be wary of that. Be very wary of that. Now, food-wise, I'll typically eat high carb, medium to high protein. And once I do like medium to high protein, medium to high carb, definitely high carb, but medium to high protein, try and stay away from the fats, you know, try and keep it a little P there. And other than that, I'm gonna go home, eat a bowl of cereal, but go high protein. And with the high protein, I'm also gonna go high fat, so probably 6 eggs, a little bit of like half a pound of meat, something like that. Just keep it classy. And I'm just gonna run some videos over and show you my back and bicep workouts So the first one that I did is going to be a superset of shrugs and unilateral lat pull downs. The unilateral lat pull downs mixed with the shrugs are great because they kind of work against each other. You have your agonist and your antagonist. So one is pulling the other in one direction, and then you switch over and the other pulls the other in the other direction, so on and so forth. 2 by failure, heavy. 1 by failure, lightweight, on the shrugs and the unilateral lat pull downs. Then I go over to some T-bar. I didn't get to record the T-bar, and I'm mad because that's the one that I really wanted to go over. If your gym has a T-bar, or if you go to a gym that is like a little expensive and you don't know if they have a T-bar, ask for the T-bar. Say, show me the T-bar, because I guarantee they have it. That is the best back pump I've ever gotten, because I really don't mess with machines like that. I like free weights and cables more so, but that, it's like a plate load machine. So I loved it, absolutely loved it. 2 by heavy, failure. 1 by heavy, 1 by lightweight, failure. And went over to the V-bar, did some of that. I guess V-bar like narrow rows. So I'm working my narrow, so I just worked my upper outer. Now I'm working my upper inner with the row of the barbell, but it's not a barbell row, it's a narrow barbell row. And that was, again, 2 by failure, heavy, 1 by, I'll just put it on the screen because it's mostly the same thing for everything. And I actually superset that with some bicep work, and that bicep work is going to be one of my favorite things about back day, because back day is right after chest day, so you still have that like chest day pump, that chest day bicep pump, and you carry that into your back day, and now your back is feeding your biceps more, and you finish off your biceps for the day. One movement that I liked in particular, I took a long rope, or just like the tricep pull rope, whatever you want to call it, and I took one knob all the way to the end, and till failure I had it double-handed, double-fisted, whatever, and I was doing a dual grip on the cable, on the rope, and then I extended it out and started doing the single grip, and I'll show a video for that. That gave me a great range of motion. You could do the same thing with like a little pad on preacher curl with a dumbbell, but I'm a cable guy. I love cables. That's me. You don't have to do exactly what I do. There's different variations for everything, and I'll just run you through most of my other videos. But one thing I wanted to cover today was, if you don't feel your back as much, try a hook grip. A hook grip is just, you take your thumb, and instead of grabbing around, like wrapping it around to meet your other fingers, you're going to use your thumb like it's your index and middle fingers and ring fingers, and you're going to wrap it around the same area, kind of like this. And you're going to use that as your grip, right? So when you use that as your grip, you end up getting way more mind to muscle connection on your back and kind of your biceps, but I tend to just do it on my back. Now, other than that, I'm probably gonna just voice over some of the workouts because I'm about to be home. But if you like this video, like it, subscribe,
with the bricks, boot up. With the guys, bitch. I just chill with boot up. Hey, they